Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my video training series. I am Rob Richards. You're joining me here at the Mecca Gold Gym in Venice, California, where today I'm going to break down my top 10 bicep exercises. That's not a bicep workout, but 10 of my favorite exercises for you guys to mix and match within your workout. And right, let's get to it. Alright guys, so exercise number one, straight barbell curl, one of the best mass building exercises for the biceps. A couple of tips on this one. You want to get full extension in the arm, so that doesn't mean allowing the bar to touch down on your thigh, but fully opening out that bicep, stretching the bicep muscle, and then engaging, squeezing, contracting it through that rep without allowing the elbows to swing forwards. If it's too heavy, drop the weight down, focus on the actual contraction of the muscle and the speed. You're not throwing the weight up and dropping it back down. Nice, smooth, controlled repetitions. 10 to 12 reps, and I like to get this one done at the beginning of my bicep workout. Alright, let's move on, exercise number two. Second exercise, close grip, easy bar curls. The thing I love about this is I really feel it on that outer portion, the split of the bicep. So with this one, take a close grip on an easy bar curl, angle the elbows out. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And again, you want to try and get full length of the bicep down. And as you squeeze up, keep the elbows forced out. Don't bring them back into the side of the arm. For this one, I like to choose towards the end of a workout, especially as a burnout set, or a drop set or superset after one of the heavier compound or dumbbell exercises. Right, move on, exercise number three. Seated dumbbell curls. Really a great exercise to work that long head of the bicep. It's a great stretch as you come down. Plus it forces you to be strict because you're sat down, especially with an upright bench like this. As you can see, tons of variations. The main one that I like to do is keeping palms forwards, lifting them both at the same time, as I find that one keeps the most stress across the width of the bicep. Other variations, you can see I added that full rotation in, bringing my wrist 180 degrees round, bringing back round. That works some of the forearm muscle too, plus single arm, hammer curls, and alternating them. So if you want, try a different variation for 3 or 4 sets, shooting for 10 to 12 reps each set. Alright, let's keep things moving. Oh man, one of my favorite exercises here, exercise number 4, arm curl machine. The thing I love about this, it keeps you through a fixed range of motion. So the only thing you really need to focus on, make sure the backs of the arms are firmly flat against the pad, fully open out, lengthen that bicep, but careful not to let the weights touch. It's important to keep tension on the muscle throughout the entire range of motion. So as you pull that bar up, really squeeze and flex to contract the bicep, pausing for a split second, and then open out the arm again, lengthening the bicep, but careful not to let the weights touch. 12, even 15 reps on here because it is a fixed range motion. And now let's move on, exercise number 5. Exercise number 5, we're doing a single arm concentration curl. And with this one, usually I switch it up between the arm curl machine or this one. Main benefit to this, working the arm independently. I have a dumbbell, a little bit more variation and a dynamic to the movement. So you can see I rotate round, really focuses that inner contraction, that peak of the short head of the bicep. Another variation with this one, of course, easy bar, straight bar, or using dumbbells together at the same time. Couple of tips with this one: make sure the height of this preacher bench is high enough, or you can be seated so that the back of the arm is firmly against it. Get that nice length, but try not to fully lengthen out that bicep. You want to keep tension in the bicep, come up without allowing the elbow to come up, force that contraction, squeeze it, and then slowly back down. Final point: when you reach failure at the top, don't just stop and finish that set. Control it back down. Use the free hand to force it back up, and do a couple of forced reps and negatives. It's a great way to finish your bicep workout. Alright guys, we're halfway through my top 10 bicep exercises. Stay tuned for the next 5 to come. Let's keep it going. Cable curls. You can see on this one, I'm actually performing them single arm. The reason is, as you'll find with most cable pulleys, if you start with both arms fully lengthened, you're not going to have any tension in the actual cables. The weights are going to be touching. So to get around that, single arm, one hand on the waist to get nice tension in the bicep. And with this, just keep the upper arm parallel to the floor. The only thing I'm flexing is the bicep at the actual elbow. The arm isn't coming up. There's a real nice tension there. Great for that short head of the bicep to help with that peak. Fully lengthen the bicep there, and then keep that smooth, fluid movement going. We're not trying to hold too long, bring the elbows up. We want that smooth loop of the repetition. So don't go too heavy with this one, and also keep the elbow angled round instead of keeping it back like this. If I turn around, you want the elbow to be in line with that plane of your shoulder, not poking back. So if you do them both together, make sure your elbows are rotated in, and pull the cables up towards your temple without touching the head. With cables, you can shoot a little bit higher, 12, even 15 repetitions. And for this, I like to throw this exercise in towards the end of my bicep workout, really because I can keep dropping the weight quickly and efficiently to perform a drop set or as a superset with another exercise like a barbell curl. All right, let's keep moving. 4 exercises left. Alright, so with the lying cable curl, it's a fantastic exercise to either have at the end of the workout to really finish off, or it's great to sometimes put right there in the middle as a warm-up to really pump blood into the bicep here. And because of the line of pull, the cable, the pulley is effectively right at the same plane of the movement. You get all of that tension firmly on the bicep. Very different feeling than when you're doing a barbell or a preacher curl where you have that weight always at the full extension of the arm, so you get that dead point. With this and cable, you get a smooth, constant pull on the bicep throughout the full range of motion. Couple of points on this one: keep the upper arm and the elbow fixed at the body. You don't want the elbow to be sliding up and bring some of the upper and front shoulder into action. That's why I like to use this towards the end. Always keep the weight at a moderate, not too heavy, and focus on more intensity and volume. So 12, 15 repetitions on here. And again, just with cables, it's great to be able to perform a drop set. Finish your set of 12 or 15 reps. Take out about a third of that weight and then get back on and do a burnout set. 3 to 4 sets on here. Now let's move on and continue to look at the last 3 exercises of my top 10 bicep workout. Alright, so single arm concentration curl, not to be confused with the one on the preacher bench, single preacher arm curl. Difference is, of course, you've got a fixed pad on that one, something resistance against you. The single arm concentration curl, you don't. So you've got to stay over as if you're doing a single arm row. Keep the upper arm completely vertical to the floor and only flex at the elbow, contracting that bicep. It's a great exercise. I don't see too many people do it. I love doing this one early on in my workout with a nice heavy dumbbell. Aim for about 8 to 10 reps, and really you want to keep the back of the arm from moving, so we're not swinging the arm back and forth. If you find you have to throw up the weight and the arm's swinging, you can't keep it fixed at the bottom, the weight's too heavy, drop it down. 8 to 10 reps each arm, no more than 3 sets, and this is a great exercise to superset with either an easy bar or a straight bar curl. Alright guys, let's move on. Just a couple more exercises left in my top 10 bicep workout. exercise number 9, dumbbell hammer curls. And for this one, I like to personally bring my elbow round and bring that dumbbell up towards my opposite shoulder. I find a great contraction on the outer section of the bicep. I can really squeeze and flex that bicep. Don't go too heavy on this one, so I like to include this more towards the end of my workout as a kind of a drop set or a superset with one of the straight bar curls. For this, 12 reps on each arm, so count upwards of 20, 24 in total. A couple of things on this one. Don't swing the weights up. You want to have control so that you can bring it up, squeeze and flex that bicep, control it down at the same tempo. If you find that weight's falling and swinging the arm back, the weight's too heavy. So slow it down and focus on that contraction in each bicep, aiming for at least 8 to 10 reps on each arm. Alright guys, you ready? Let's move on. Exercise number 10, the final one in my top 10 bicep exercises. Exercise number 10, cable rope curls. You can see with this one, I've actually got my elbows angled outwards like our second exercise, the close grip easy bar curl. For this one, elbows outwards, really get that rope in, and I'm finding that peak right on the lower section of the bicep here. So again, with cables, I get that nice, clean, constant tension on the bicep, really peak and contract up at the top and then full length of the bicep. A couple of variations here, of course. You can use different attachments, straight bar, easy bar, even cables, stand back. You get a different type of feeling in the biceps depending on the angle and how far back you are. Alright guys, there we have it, my top 10 bicep exercises. And again, just to point out, I'm not saying that I perform all 10 of these exercises in one workout, but really just to give you a lot of options and variety to be able to mix and match. Typically, I perform 3 to 4 bicep exercises, focusing on 3 to 4 sets and trying to get at least 1 to 2 each of the long head and the short head so I can thoroughly train my biceps. But that wraps up the end of today's video. Hope you do like it. Please do subscribe and like. You can find out more about these top 10 exercises and everything else I've done on my blog, Robert's Just Fitness. The link is in the text description below. I'll be back here next week, so keep following me, keep hitting me up on Twitter, telling me more of what you want to see, and I'll try and bring it to life in my next video. Bye guys, see you then, take care.